very deep. The smoke hasn't broken until now on Jirax. He's looking for a target. S4 is going to be it. He knows it too. The rest of EG is still there. The first wave of poison comes out. Soshka looking to wrap around the back as, oh, this is a very dead Jirax. He does not escape from this. The rest of OG's already backed off and EG will spill first blood.
Nice. They give it to RTZ as well. Well done. The first bloods are huge. Mostly if they go onto the safe lane carry. They get the phase boots, Quelling Blade up much faster, and they can start lane dominating alone. And in a game like this where you really want to be stacking for Sumail as much as possible, it's key that RTZ is able to be self-sufficient in the lane ASAP.
It's interesting to watch the fact that they're pushing Sumail off lane with Oracle. How's he meant to actually lane against the Nature's Prophet? We've seen Prophets build
He's going mid, Toby. He's going mid.
He is going mid? Yeah. Okay, so RTZ is going to go
Alchemist is always going mid. You don't gotta worry about that.
I'm just looking at it. It doesn't look quite right. It's not like the old Alchemist where I needed to be there to pick up the bounty rune.
Yeah, this is the lane I want to key in on for sure. I think EG got a big buff once the mid lane became more of a one-on-one. The panel touched on that a little bit. I know that Sumail is... whatever his weaknesses are as a player, laning for the first 5 to 10 minutes is not one of them. And it'll be really interesting to see how this matchup plays out.
And that was meant to be that little moment where Topson's meant to get the upper hand. He's already flame guarded up, staying on top of Sumail, but Sumail's fine with this.
You know, see what he does is he tanks damage for denies and last hits, and then immediately buys regen with it. It's just it's his concept of playing mid. He's been using it since TI5. Bottom lane, you do have Slark for Shadow Demon versus S4. This will be a tough matchup for him, but you will have a Juggernaut free farming top in exchange. I like this view.
Unless Clock can actually get rid of it. Yeah, it's a little bit more prioritized in the middle lane, the one you actually want to watch, right?
This is cool. I wish we could just keep it like this. Because otherwise, it's just, you know, this way you watch everyone last hit instead of just one guy.
Yeah, but then we can't focus on the top lane fight as Seb has been pushed back to the tier 1 tower. The spin down from Arteezy. They're in pretty deep. Crit being body blocked up by Soshka underneath the tower. Seb actually hits him. Crit's going to go down. Seb survives on 10 HP. And Crit helps that dual safe lane of OG get a little bit of extra experience.
Yeah, it's very tough. It's one thing to be in the safe lane as this tri-lane against Fury and Clock, but when you're in the off lane, you don't have nearly as much time to pursue with that Juggernaut Tusk combination, and they end up under tower, and that's where you end up getting punished. Mid is looking very good, however, for Sumail. He's quite happy with this, already with 2 points in the Acid Spray, just trying to last hit. Already up 8-5 to 4-3.
And a regeneration rune in the top river for him that the Observe Ward scouts out, so that's a simple grab for him.
Yeah, this lane top, though, this will be tough for EG, and if they...
A little bit of trouble. Double cog burn over on Crit, and Clockwork, he's still pretty damn tanky. In Battery Assault, Crit can't close the distance and keep punching.
Yeah, so the way this game's gonna work out is EG's looking for this big timing push around the Blink Radiance on Sumail. They want to start mowing down towers, acquire map control, and eventually like give this super farmed Alk who's 10k ahead of the game. OG, though, they're looking to play very aggressively early on with the Prophet, with the Clock, with the Ember, get kills around the map, slow down EG's timing, and then once your Slark is online, once you're into that late game, the BKBs are up, all of a sudden it starts to shift in your favor because it's so simple for Ana to Shadowblade forwards, find Fly in the back line, find S4, and ensure that they're not able to initiate the fights the way they want to.
Crit was in a little bit of trouble. Fly moves over to help tank the Battery Assault of Soshka, but it does show the harassment. This is where Nature's Prophet is meant to really pay dividends, where he's able to harass out a lane, but how do you harass the entire lane? There's 3 heroes looking for you. Cogburn, Snowball forward. The level 2 has arrived just in time for Crit to close the distance over on Seb. No TP away attempted. He's just going to accept his own fate. And Soshka backs up.
It's to be expected, though. You can't, even though it sucks to die as the offlaner, you don't want to be in a position where you're just camping your tower as the tri-lane free farms. You want to ensure that EG is forced to keep 3 heroes here so that your Slark bottom can continue free farming. S4 actually doing quite well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they haven't found an opportunity to kill him. Now this is how they do it. Disruption up. Anna's hit 3, so he's ready to try and fight through. Where's this leash? Where's this control? It's did he not skill it?
He must not have. I'm surprised. What would he have skilled otherwise?
A 2nd point in Dark Pact and 1 point in Essence Shift. It's actually a 1-0-2 build from Anna.
That's unfortunate.
How are you meant to get aggressive with this? Like, if you don't have Pounce. Pounce is meant to be the way you kill Batrider in the lane.
Yeah, it's to be able to trade more efficiently, but you've got to assume S4 will be playing further back, trading with the Shadow Demon, not yourself. Bit of a miscue there, but at least you harass S4 And it's not as if he's going to be able to pressure Ana at the moment.
But now Alchemist has already gone jungle, so what's OG going to do? Jirax moves towards the top lane. He won't be able to really answer anything that's happening up here.
And he's doing that because that's the Shadow Demon was off map for a moment. Now the Clockwork is. So Sumail doesn't want to be in a position mid where he can just get wrapped around, and he does not have a ward providing vision of that bottom jungle area.
I do kind of like this as well, where you give Slark more space. You need level 6 on Slark. Yeah. You need him to be able to have like the easy regeneration as well.
Yep, and that's why he's last picked here, because no core on EG threatens Slark. Not even just in the laning phase, but really throughout the game. Nobody can show up to Slark's lane and say, oh, you've got to leave now. And it's very easy for them to play around him because of the global mobility of Clock and Prophet.
Going for the 5-minute rune. Soshka just going to put the cogs in. They want to try and keep flying up on the high ground. There's already 3 Shadow Poison stacks. The 4th will ensure the kill. And in fact, Jirax just popped him anyway. But that's still some good bounty runes. You've got to watch the counter on this, because this is very important when you got the Alchemist and EG's lineup.
For sure, but and you can expect them to keep this gold lead for a bit. It's just because Sumail, one of the only heroes that's actually able to farm more efficiently in the jungle than the lane, thanks to the Grievel's Greed. So he has no intention of returning back to his lane unless it's to defend tower. He'll just try and farm up as much as possible.
EG keep really playing this like the old Clockwork of old. I'm going to burn off as much mana as I possibly can. Support's rotating over from the SD, so maybe they can use this combination of Clock and SD together, looking for a target. But the Cog's already being used preemptively from Soshka. Yeah. And the Sprout being put down just to keep Arteezy away from Seb.
This is the danger of aggro tri-laning, right? Because since you're in a 3-on-2, yeah, you had a couple of kills, but Seb and Soxa have more XP now than this EG tri-lane, so you rotate over Jerax after he secures the bottom lane for his Slark, and all of a sudden you're in this position where you cannot pressure 3-on-3 any longer, and Topson, he's an active mid. Sumail is looking to farm and accelerate, but at some point, Topson's going to look to get aggressive here, either with a rotation or a teleport if EG go for a snowball dive, and that's where they'll be able to turn things around. S4, as a bat, he's not really able to get involved either, and pretty soon OG might look to get aggressive here, push the tempo, not just let Sumail farm unpunished.
And they're not even watching where he's farming. Like, there's no deeper observer walls that's watching these camps. You do kind of know where he's going to be anyway, but even sending a tree on a bit of a roam to have a look around, like that would be nice as well, because you're reaching 4.5k net worth in 6-7 minutes on the Alchemist. You know this is not going to slow down. Ana does hit 6 now, so he's got a chance to get a little bit more aggressive. He's got easy regeneration in the lane, so he can actually start attacking the Batrider, back off, heal up, and then do it all over again.
Sumail, so he went for maximum greed as far as the skill goes top, though.
Cogs it down. Arteezy, he can just spin his way out of this one, maybe with some stick charges, and Battery Assault doesn't create the space. Even gets the crit Arteezy to finish off Soshka.
You see the lines being drawn. This is to be expected. I think Fly is going to look to maybe sit middle a little.
Oh, Topson. Yeah, Topson going after Fly. Send the illusions in to give some extra information. He's got the defensive spear on the other side of the tree lines with Sleight of Fist. He'll have the damage while Sumail's being locked in by Jirax. Supports arrive from Seb. They're moving over Sumail. The Sprout controls him, but that's why Quelling Blade's there to cut him back out. And EG, they're bringing a lot of TP support into this area. Batrider as well as the Tuskar. Crit and S4 have arrived. The rest of OG want to get out, and Topson doesn't really kind of like where his Remnant is.
Yeah, Topson's patience, though, is unnerving. Like, he saves the Flame Guard because he recognizes that just the Purifying Flames, a little bit of spell damage removes that from him. So he keeps it just to add that little bit of extra damage pressure if EG were to overextend. Very calm and collected as a player. It's, like, hard to explain, but you see it a lot with Miracle and Sumail, and Ana to an extent. Like, these players that started as pub superstars, right, have this ability to just, like, hold their spells and just play the game as if they're AI almost. They have initiation.
Really nice from Jirax. He just weighed the timing out, and the wrath of nature from Seb ensures the kill.
Yeah, great game so far, though, from OG, I will say. Like, Sumail, he's definitely accelerating. Don't get me wrong. He'll have a Relic Radiance probably by the 12-13 minute mark.
They're wrapping on top, too. Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
No towers taken. That's the thing. And OG, they do have the ability to be more active. S4's game is not a thing, and it's even worse now with Topson ending up diving bottom to find the kill.
He started that movement. Like, the second they already got the kill, he started moving straight down towards bottom. Left the Spirit in mid lane so he could jump back quickly if it was needed to be there. The top lane was the distraction. Like, Arteezy feels like he can have an influence by sitting here and pressuring the Nature's Prophet. But remember, Prophet can go everywhere. Even the Wrath of Nature just stole the kill.
And that's the key now that Seb is level 6. That's why he's rotated out of here. Now Sox is going to get the opportunity to get some solo XP down bottom. It's very tough for Arteezy to make a dive successfully here. He'd have to blow both cooldowns to land a kill, and then he's susceptible to a teleport from Thompson, and then a Prophet coming back in, and all of a sudden, he's the one in no man's land.
And look at Jirax. Like, it's not like you've got a maneuverable Alchemist. This guy is big. He takes a while before inertia kicks, like, actually shifts.
Oh.
S4 looking for a lasso. Cogs, really nice burn. That's the one thing S4 can fly over, but he still gets pushed back. Gets the lasso out. They really want to commit with that big ability. While into mid, the fight's going towards the Oracle as Thompson once again battling through, and Seb will arrive just up on the higher ground to ensure the kill. You don't care if he's stealing everything because he'll give it back with the lane pressure.
I love Prophet Ember, and I also love how they're not really addressing, they're not trying to kill Sumail as much as they are warding his jungle, blocking his camps, trying to get aggressive, and now actually applying pressure.
To
mid. End up stunning himself?
Concoction. Oh, he was able to, actually no, he did. He actually ended up stunning himself, but the kill does come onto Seb. And he was standing right on top of him. Jirax in a little bit of trouble. The snowball comes forward, but Ana, he's looking and ready to fight. He's already taking the bottom tier 1 tower. I don't know if Jirax will survive long enough. And yeah, Ana realizes he's underneath observer wards, and he'll back up.
Yeah, that's well done by EG. They know Clock is still not in the game. Soxer TP top before he was able to grab the tome, so he's not able to engage. And as soon as you notice that there's a dive coming onto the mid tower, the Treants get summoned and your Alk's in trouble, yeah, everyone just mass TP because you are playing around Sumail as your win condition. And they get a really nice turnaround. He'll have a Radiance by about 11 minutes. That is, that's pretty good.
Let's wait for that SAP number to start appearing. Juggernaut's having a crack towards the mid lane. As underneath the tower, Thompson still wants to get
Poor
the
Fly.
kill. It's just focus on the Oracle. He's actually going to have to false promise himself. There's enough Sleight of Fist damage while the snowball moves over towards Sven. Jirax on the way, and maybe they don't actually see him. He's protected inside the Sprout. They had no way to cut it free, so Jirax lets the Purge out. Meanwhile, Fly has finally fallen down, but Thompson and Ana combining together. They're bringing the might of OG underneath the dead tier 1 tower in mid lane. Ana's already got himself the double kill, but can he get out of this one? He's hidden inside of the shadows, and the cogs from Soshka splits up the fight again. You get the lasso up, but Thompson, he'll come back in once more with the Searing Chains, looking for the revenge on S4. One more slight will do it. No, it won't. S4's bottled up through all of this, and now Thompson is stranded, getting spun down, but it's Sumail who gets the kill, and they're battling into the beefy Alchemist. And OG, they brought everyone they could. The concoction will fly forward, so they're not done just yet. With the flame break, they'll push poor little Jirax down to give Sumail a triple kill on this Alchemist. Farming, but now almost 10,000 net worth in 12 minutes.
Yeah, this just got real grim real fast for OG, and you can also feel the lack of their captain here in this game. Soxa, once again, not really involved in this team fight. They're making this dive, but, you know, Seb has a javelin and treads, drums on Ana, sure, but it's not as if OG have a major power spike here. They're not able to win team fights like this, but they could out-skirmish, out-rotate EG, but in these full 5-on-5s, they're not going to be favored. They want to abuse map movement.
That's why they're looking towards the top lane. They're trying to actually catch Arteezy out. They're moving underneath the tier 1 tower to find that kill, and EG just continuously back up. But yep, Sumail has Radiance.
Yep, and into the Yasha blink as expected.
Poor Fly, not again. He'll get himself down the hill. Ana, it's a quick jump out. The disarm. Thompson wants to commit, Sleight of Fisting through the wave. He's got to be careful. Concoction from Sumail looking for his target.
Oh, they're going to see him.
He's actually going to stun himself. The rocket from Soshka gives the extra information. Ana jumps himself forward, but actually doesn't have pounce.
And you can see, like, OG are doing a good job. Like, look at how they're playing on the map, right? They're all 5 heroes on the enemy side, but EG don't really mind because Artur is taking the space top, Sumail is taking everything else, and sure, your Bat isn't having the greatest game, but he doesn't really need to deal damage. He's just going to try and control, find a lasso on the Ember, on the Slark after the Q fades, and then look to find kills. And you're perfectly happy with this game state if you're EG. It's just now about trying to find towers. You can see the lines being drawn by Fly. I'm sure they're going to look to make some sort of movement around either mid or top tower and then look to get aggro. But you can also wait that minute or two for Sumail to finish his blink, as he does manufacture gold far faster than any other hero in this game.
Yeah.
And OG still with great vision in the enemy jungle. They want to play around it if they can. And do keep in mind as well, we don't think of this very often nowadays, but Slark, you do have that easy method of dewarding because you will see when the enemy side has vision of you. I think Jirax is going to end up finding a couple of these wards because of this. Nope, they actually walk right past it. They ping it, though. Yeah, they have an idea.
They know. He got slowed down from it about 5 minutes ago, or 3 minutes ago. So they know that there was vision there. Sleight of Fierce Searing Chains as a defensive observer ward, a quick jump up, but of course that doesn't get disjointed. Thompson needs to keep his distance from S4, and Toshka once again with the defensive cogs. Trying to create some space. Another Sleight of Fist. They're trying to use this range harassment against EG to dissuade them from fighting.
Yeah. I really like how both teams are playing it, though, where you see Thompson, he's just continuously being this nuisance for the EG supports, trying to make space, ensure that EG's forced to clump up. And EG, of course, playing a bit more defensively than perhaps we'd expect, solely because they recognize what their win condition is. It's Thompson it's that same story. He wants to keep EG compact. EG, they're looking to accelerate and not get picked off, but also ensure they do not sacrifice their farming efficiency. And you can see Sumail, he'll be finishing his blink after this wave, and that's, I think, the moment where EG can look to make moves, as they will have that true initiation potential. And honestly, Alk is just too tanky at this point with this net worth lead for OG to reliably take him down.
So it has to turn into a game trade, right? Like a lane trade. Like, let Slark do the push. He can move quickly between the lanes as long as there's no observer wards. Profit global kind of pressure as well. If they're going to fight, do it underneath the tower, where you can bring these players back again quickly through teleports or through high movement speed.
It's good from both sides. You can look, they're going to dive Sox top with this blink reveal, but bottom lane, OG looking to get aggressive onto S4 as well, just pushing him off tower though, so now EG is going to be confident to dive.
There's your concoction. Blink forward will be revealed underneath the tower. No way Clockwork can respond to that.
Yep, and this is the Jug out combination that's just so devastating to deal with, because you pop the healing ward along with Sumail's high regen. You can see a plus 141 at the moment. How are you supposed to Zerg him down until somebody picks up a Spirit Vessel?
You don't, right? Like, you need to take more map control. You need to remove the tier 2 towers, open up that path for Seb to be a nuisance through the side.
Yeah, and the concern I have is that Seb, traditionally, I always love watching him play this team fight style Prophet. You know, he was the one always going, you know, the drums, the medallion, the Vlads, Force, Pipe. This is what his itemization traditionally looks like. This game, Maelstrom into Mjolnir, you're playing for the late game, and Mjolnir is super value when you have all these little chip damages that can proc it, the Radiance, the Acid Spray, the Jug Spin, the Bat, etc. But will it be enough? I feel like you're going to have survivability issues, not damage problems, as this game turns into the mid game.
But he's not going to put that on himself. Like, he's just going to, like, I'm going to put this on Thompson on the front lines. You be the big man. He's going for the Desolator pickup. So they'll still find a large chunk of that damage as long as Thompson can stay alive. And if there's one thing that we know with Thompson and Ana, and the reason why OG is such a problematic team for most people, most teams to deal with, is the fact that Thompson and Ana are just hard to put down, be it maneuverable heroes like the Ember Spirit, albeit the Slark, who's just a slippery fish.
And they complement each other very well. Ana is going to be the one entrusted with this game, but Thompson's doing his part to ensure he plays as aggressive as possible.
You do not want to be there, or maybe he does. He's going to get the lasso off, cancelling the TP of Soshka, and this will now mean drag him underneath the shrine. Cogged is a good pushback, with a snowball from Crit will get forward. He's looking for a hook shot away to his teammates at the safety, and he could not hit the line to Ana. Well blocked up by EG, and they'll hold him in the igloo.
Yeah, you can see EG's plan in this game. They don't want to get involved. They want to just ensure that OG don't find any openings to stop them from farming or getting pickoffs, and they're very willing to mass TP around the map.
16.5-minute Mantis style is now arrived. At least Ana has Diffusal Blade, so he can fight. He goes after Fly, just needs to remove the mana, and that's a very easy and simple pickoff. And he'll have to start pinging out, too, where these observer wards are. There's one up on the hillside.
You can see the 3 sentries along with the Quelling Blade. This is what you love to see. With the Slark, it's very easy for him now, not just to get the extra gold. Well, plus 167 is, you have a creep wave, he's fine.
Yep, he'll break free. I'm just waiting for a follow-up on the TP Shrine, but it doesn't come. It kind of would be for the Bat Rider who has no lasso.
Yeah, but do keep in mind, like, this game is still, I'd say, leaning EG, but they need to start making something happen soon. Yeah, Alk is mega ahead. He's 8K ahead of the game, but their lead is only 5. A huge portion of their lead is on this Alchemist, and OG's game plan is going to be to ignore him. They want to get onto the backline. They want to kill the Oracle and the Bat. Who cares about Sumail if he's isolated? They do have a lot of tools to kite this Alk's damage.
Yeah, and as you said, like who controls the Slark? This is OG in a nutshell, where they just wait up for their big heroes before they then come online. Then they find they don't care the sacrifices. They understand the win condition side of things. So how does EG then force it? You have the Blink initiation. You got Manasar now in the Alchemist. He's absolutely huge, but is he strong enough just to run down the lane and force buildings?
Not yet, but you are capable of taking a fight. Nice job by Ana there with the assistance of Jarex, finding S4 in the bottom lane. He is having a very hard time playing this dead lane here. Only a 5K lead for EG. I'm telling you, it's still all right, but
maybe this is the bigger question. Like, if EG need help, like if they need Alchemist to have a little bit of extra help, how do you avoid having these pickoffs happen?
Hang on, Thompson, he's looking to get aggressive.
Yeah, I think that she wants to go back in because they've got extra help. Soshka also now just blinks into the middle of the cog, so that'll be one dead clockwork. Jirax wants to help out, lets out the Purge.
Remember, Shadow Demon is excellent against the Alch, not just for the Soul Catcher, right, where you do immediately 40% of the max HP and damage, but you get these Alch illusions, and all of a sudden you're working with the Radiance as well. And
he actually killed off the healing ward too. Anna's actually gone back in for a miner, so he gets the diffuser blade for his pickoffs. Yeah. But he's understanding this game.
EG's playing so passively, OG do not feel the pressure. And as this game transitions into the mid to late game stage, OG, they have a draft advantage. Slark is uncountered in this game, and an Alchemist cannot go toe-to-toe with him once Ana acquires that third, fourth item. That Shadowblade Scotty timing, that's when things really start to shift in OG's favor.
Yep. I actually can't believe it. Like, and Nana's going in for it now. So the Shadowblade's already in his quick buy. He's going to steal an Invis rune just for giggles. Not that he really needs it.
Yeah, the bottom tier 2 is
dead. They've got one observer. Radiant have one observer on the map. How are they meant to see where OG's moving? They can, in some way, protect some area of the farm, but they've lost control of the southern part of the map.
And not just that, OG, they have mid-tower.
Anna's looking at crit. He'll need a stun to make this work, or else Chris just go. That's hey, it's okay. He's okay. He's stepping up. He's stepping up for OG.
Yeah, he will buy his team a free sentry ward placement from EG because they're going to expect there to be mid wards there, but it was really just an Invis Slark.
That was always the plan along. S4 has a blink dagger, so they're finally got jump, but it's going to be revealed by the observe ward they're about to fly over, and the sentry one, it reveals it. I don't know if they saw it in time.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm scared for EG fans out there because so far, yeah, you get the 2 bounty runes. Your Sumail is huge, but they just need the one fight. They get a Roche, they get the one fight, all of a sudden they're blowing open the map. But
looking for
OG are doing such a great job of slowing down this game's pace. Thompson specifically has been such an annoying gnat.
Well, now they jump the blink. It was revealed for the first time here, and Thompson will go down 48 seconds on the sideline. They can take the tier 1 tower in mid, but bottom lane's also being pressured. You talk about a nuisance. Anna really hasn't left this lane at all, and he can keep pushing fast. The illusion, however, causes a couple of problems, but do they go for Roshan? That's where EG is currently headed. Thompson's down for 30 seconds, and he doesn't have buyback available, but the Clockwork Rocket watches, hooks back off cooldown.
They're thinking
so they
about
it. Like, like Sasha's gonna be like, "Yay, boys, my life's not worth that much. I can y'all."
But how many times have we seen OG fight around the pit to great success? This is a big part of them winning that TI last year.
Rapping from multiple sides. Roshan's almost dead. The Clockwork Rocket gets information. Anna's now moving in. Jirax is here, gets the first disruption off. They're inside the pit, and Roshan killed by the Tiger. He's got the Aegis. Samel got the Aegis, the Immortal, but Anna, he's looking to get himself back out of here. Now Thompson, he's respawned back up. Jirax to be stunned, but up and towards the air. Up goes Samel, and the Illusion's looking to body block him up, but Samel, he's kind of caught on the wrong side of the river, looking to battle against Jirax, but now Thompson will arrive. They'll cut off the back line, while Seb's having his own battle with S4 as well as Fly and Arteezy. You can head back towards the mid, where Samael is still kind of alone. Who cares about Seb? You gotta care about Samael. He's worth so much money. Concoction flies forward. Jirax, this the touch, sent up into towards the air once again, and Samael's losing all of this essence, all of this life. He'll burn the Aegis to the Immortal. The rest of EG is trying to come back, but remember, they TP to bottom lane. Buyback from Seb. They need to keep the control over on Samael, and they've got it. The damage output. He is down 600 gold. Goes to Thompson for ending the 5 times kill streak of Samael.
Oh, it's so good from OG. Like, they're abusing their draft to its limits. They can't fight EG head on, but they just annoy them constantly while abusing their map movement. Seb's bottom, sure, he dies, but he dragged 3 heroes from EG back to base. Sumail, he didn't get his teleport off in time. All of a sudden, he's isolated. And remember, they didn't get the Roche kill either. So in terms of gold, OG win that fight heavily. They get the 4K. Huge streak on Sumail as well.
It's 4K gold difference with a 20,000 net worth Alchemist, but notice how fast it's slowed. It's a bit of a contradiction. Anna, he's got to be careful. He's pouncing himself forward. He wants to try and find a kill. Fly be the first target. The snowball forward and Lasso. Jirax need to help save him. They haven't actually got him. Where's the disruption? Where's the save? It actually comes out in time. But can the Slack get himself away from this? They're all over him. And the Omni Slash too. Anna will go down for 52 seconds, and this has to be a full retreat. Seb's on the wrong side of the river. Here's your Samael blink forward. The stun onto Jirax. They'll bring down this SD. Has taken some time, but they've got him. Hook shot from Seb, trying to create some space. From Soshka, and Seb TPing out, but the Concoction Sons are all there. A double kill for Sumail, and such a long death timer for Seb.
Look bottom, though. Thompson still...
He's doing it again. Soshka, well, you can steal the Arcane, or you can get the kill over on the Clockwork, but yeah, down on bottom lane, that is where the damage is being done. Thompson's almost taken a tier 3 tower. You hope he's got that defensive spirit up and running. A quick slide of fist, and yeah, he does. Halfway back down the bottom lane, and that tier 3 tower is almost toast.
Yeah, but you can see the Ag's next item, and all of a sudden it gets so frustrating to deal with the OG heroes.
They
got overconfident there, Toby, because they knew Alk was still dead, but Ana was 4 seconds away still from his ultimate coming off cooldown. They got way too aggressive, and S4,
can Thompson take this? He really wants that. He wants that tower. The Flame Guard will come up. He's forcing TPs. He's buying the time for Seb to respawn.
Yeah, and you can see what Crit is like, I'm done with this. I've teleported bottom. We have acquired our items. We just want to fight. Let's march down this lane and collect towers. They know Roche is not an objective, but yeah, it is a huge overstep from OG. The one thing about EG's draft is if they get that one big lead, that one mistake you make, they will just destroy your base. And you cannot afford, if you're OG, to make another move like that. You've got to be careful, be crafty, continue to execute your game plan, because so far they're playing excellently, but EG, of course, AK 6 kills ahead, and really just one more move away from potentially threatening a tier 3, even though this tier 1 bottom is still active.
It's kind of hilarious to watch it all. But you're right, like, EG can punish us, but if OG keep the side lanes always pressured out, and that's why I said, like, long death timer, because he's like, I need to keep this pressure on, I need to make more space. My Slark is still getting stronger. He actually switched off Shadowblade Silver Edge into Skadi.
Yeah, you go Skadi into Silver Edge, that's to be expected, because there's nothing worthy enough of break here, so it's far better to just ensure you get Skadi up ASAP, and then all of a sudden, it's near impossible to be taken down, and because your ultimate regen works off of your max HP, it's super beneficial to get that number up as high as possible. Plus, then he'll be able to stick onto any of these EG cores, even through BKB or spin, and ensure you can click them down. Bounty Rune's top.
Thompson's just making a run for it. The Searing Chains is out. Jirax and Ana moving over. They want a quick kill on S4, and they've got it.
Yep.
And you can see EG actually starting to move off the bottom lane like they were thinking about going towards the north, but they're now barreling down bottom.
Yeah, OG's running circles around them right now. They're finding kills all over the map. Wherever EG isn't, it feels like OG already's there. They're going to trade towers here. They get the tier 1 top, and will probably look to push tier 2. Remember, Furion now has that BKB as well, so unless you're able to click him down with the Arteezy Jug Omni Slash, there isn't really much you're going to be able to deal with Seb just yet.
Actually losing a tier 2, like, is it tier 2 for tier 2 tower trade? The Octarine's coming for Sumail. It's taking a bit on the courier.
Huge.
Is it Shiva's? Okay. Yeah.
But the thing about it is, Thompson, like, he's going to have Ags, and then how do you kill these OG cores, right? You're all in on either S4 finding a lasso or Alchemist finding a big initiation, but that's all reliant on Blink and having a vision advantage. I think that's something we should have brought up earlier, where because there's a Clock, a Furion, a Slark, all of these heroes amazing at pushing waves and controlling vision. Just because of a Slark, we look once again at the map, there's only one ward up for EG in their own jungle. There's another Tinker ward way over to the right side of the map, but that's not helping them use these blinks to find kills.
Soshka in trouble. Here comes your snowball forward. He's going to let the cogs up, and they're not close enough. You do hold him in position with the shards. Another quick slide of fist. Sumail looking for his concoction time, which will follow Thompson up into the trees. And now with a slide of fist, he still has more damage. Ana has arrived. They've got the control on S4. He'll go down the tree line. Sumail wants to find a concoction target. It's only going to be Jirax. He's really hating on this SD. And Ana and Thompson just playing from both sides. Now Seb will finally come and join the fight. Triggers up Mjolnir. He's got a BKB available. The Creeper's going to soak up most of the Omni Slash, but there's enough of it left. Seb trying to back up. A disruption out once again, and you've got the control. Thompson will fall. He has no buyback available. Seb's TP, it will complete.
Man, such a sick game from S4 so far. He had such a terrible landing phase, but he's made critical kills happen. This was a buyback bots in. He gets the lasso on Thompson to ensure that kill. It's the only reason EG will be able to push forwards here.
Now, Prophet is instantly pressuring top lane. Seb knows he needs to add this pressure on because, once again, there's no buyback available for one of the big cores of OG. They're committing to their items. It was the Aghanim Scepter that Thompson really needed to finish. Like, he's such a combat fighter as well. Seb's doing the push. And
you can see
and Desolator
also like how this meta's developed, right? Where once again it feels like you have a mid hero, bottom of the net worth in comparison to his friendly cores. And it's look at how Thompson's played. Constantly attacking heroes, letting his other cores get online, go for these more greedy item builds. A later Midas on the Slark, Seb going for a Maelstrom first item. But once you get to this stage of the game, those items start to really pay dividends. And now you can see the shift start to favor OG. In fact, you can even have a Blink picked up by Ana instead of a Shadowblade. I love that here because it's tough to play Shadowblade against like these instant stun disables.
Especially when Batrider's have your flying vision on you.
Yeah.
And like if SD can get the disruption defensively off, if you do get initiated on by the Batrider, there should be that small moment when he can get away.
Plus, I like it because we were just discussing Silver Edge actually isn't value in this game whatsoever, so it's usually better to get the Blink in that scenario.
It's easy starting this off. Jirax will just make a quick copy, but Sumail blinks forward. Jirax very fast on the Yule Scepter, straight up into his there. He's had that for a while, just keeping him watching the opposite direction again. SD will die. The initiation from EG, it does bear at least that fruit. But once again, Prophet heads up towards the top lane. Ana moves over. We continue the farm. And it's been really difficult for Arteezy to hold that second position in the net worth. It's just never-ending side lane pressure. They're always having to move as 5 to get a kill and then back off to the lane.
Yeah. Game very tense. At a point, EG has to just go. I imagine that'll be around the second Roche, but there's no way OG is going to let that Aegis go without a fight if they were willing to fight over the first one.
And they're still pushing in. Like, you're attacking the creep wave on the top, it can push in, and then all it takes is like one TP from Seb to the bottom lane, and he'll take a tier 3 tower, because that's got no life on it. That's going to be a juicy target. Thompson's using his double damage rune. The Ice Shards fly forward from Crypt, but Defensive Spirit all the way up in the lane. But look at the Triggins. They're moving through the bottom lane. If you just see your mini-map there, they're going to take out the tier 3 tower. I don't know if fortifications come back up in time, or backdoor protections come up in time.
EG are hunting Thompson.
They got the Blink Lasso. And with the follow-up concoction, tier 3 tower will fall. Thompson will die on top.
Yep. And the thing is, though, why do they get that kill? Because of the ward. You can even see Thompson ping out that cliff, because he knows the only reason they were able to catch him there was because of the vision. And bottom lane, Seb kills the tier 3. So even though you do lose that one core, it doesn't actually open the map for EG because they were all the way on that top left side of the map.
Right, is he? Oh, he didn't actually follow up with the concoction. Thought that control from Fly may be enough to move forward, and the Aghanim Scepter starting to roll out from Alchemist.